The show now. This didn't hit me all at once. It crept up. And listen, I've thought a lot about this whole situation. The Charlie Kirk, Erika Kirk, TPUSA, man, there's people that have devoted their entire lives, their whole channels to this stuff. Okay. And I've been pretty silent for some time now, but I want you to hear me out on some of these things. Now, this one old clip has resurfaced, right? And then there's a name, and then there's background detail, and then we see a pattern here. And at a certain point, you have to stop saying that's weird, even though I said that's weird months ago, whenever like things like this would pop up.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I love you.
I mean, you have to ask somebody, hey, film me for this when you make some content. I don't know if that I'd be doing that. Okay. So there was a lot of things in the beginning that I said, man, would I do that? Okay. And no. And then you have the people saying, well, everybody grieves differently. At some point that stops being an excuse and things just become strange, right? You say, nah. And then all the coincidences, it just can't be coincidental anymore. Okay. So an old video has been circulating in the past few days about EMP attacks, grid failures, infrastructure collapse, real world ugly stuff, the kind of stuff governments quietly plan for while everybody else scrolls Instagram and watches Netflix. And in the middle of it, guess who? Erika Kirk.
Threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is.
So she's talking about the various threats. Now, a lot of people are saying this is a CIA training video. The way the video is set up is that she is speaking to CIA or whatever.
Is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
So in this, she's presenting, explaining. She's very comfortable, extremely like
Action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States: food, water.
And former head of the CIA, and it just goes through talking about EMP. Now, one thing here, you see Judge Janine here. We're going to come back to that in a moment because that's important. Okay. But after you see this video and everything that's surrounding, you say, wait, who is this person exactly? Now, the thing is that Erika Kirk was not some random girl, because here's the lie people tell themselves is they picture some random girl who just wandered off a farm in Idaho and accidentally ended up marrying Charlie Kirk. It's not what this is. Someone put together a montage here, Project Constitution, of appearances over the years. And just look.
Franzve, and today I have the honor of interviewing Tim Ralston.
And if you know Tim Ralston's the guy, he because I'm in the survival world, and back whenever I first started Black Scout Survival, he was one of the guys doing survival too. He shot his finger off or something.
Survival expert on everything. My name is Erika.
See, all kinds. She's very polished. Right here.
Guys, I'm Erika, your host.
Just very polished. Here's with Jessica Alba.
Gorgeous June girl crush, Jessica Alba.
I mean, you see, man, you have her hosting on camera, TV segments. She's even been in pageants, okay, with Trump. Spotlight environments. That's what this is, spotlight environments. So this was not an accident. This was someone that was trained, who was groomed to be seen, comfortable being watched, comfortable speaking in front of crowds, in front of cameras, comfortable being positioned, and also comfortable being around very important people. Now, that alone doesn't make someone evil, but it does mean they didn't just fall into visibility, okay? That she just all of a sudden just stumbled upon and went for a job interview with Charlie Kirk, like they said, and got married. Seems to be she was groomed. Okay. It's just what it looks like. This is the type of thing you see. Okay. So was this a marriage based on influence? Is you have to ask the question. You really do. That the thing is, it's so foreign to us people in everyday life that would even be a thing. But trust me, in the world of celebrities, you see two heavy hitting celebrities getting married. And then, 2 years later, they're getting divorced, or 6 months later, they're getting divorced. Or maybe you see up and coming celebrities, they get married to regular people and then they divorce and they marry some very uber famous person, because all of it is strategic. You know how they talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is being one of these type of marriages. Okay. And you have to say, man, if you want to be real for a second, you don't go from pageants, the pageant circuits, TV hosting, to standing next to one of the most powerful political influencers in the country by accident. That is what you would call a pipeline. Media polish, public-facing training, donor-friendly optics, and political alignment. And suddenly she's paired with the leading man of a massive political nonprofit that doesn't just comment on politics. Charlie Kirk made movements, man, right? He backs candidates, or they back candidates. They funnel money, lots of money, and shape narratives. You're telling me that just happened? Come on. After I've seen this stuff, I'm like, not anymore. Okay. And here's where the puzzle pieces snap into place. The mother. Okay. Defense contract adjacent work, infrastructure, government facing contracts. Here's a 5-year-old interview here where she's discussing that.
If she was getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry.
Well, there we go. So government defense contract work, right? Just everyday stuff. And that's what she did for a living. And if you grew up around that world, you don't think like civilians do. You don't see government as some abstract monster. You see it as rooms, meetings, systems, and processes, money funnels. That's how people end up comfortable in conversations talking about EMPs and grid collapse. And I'm not saying because they're spies, but because that language was normal at the dinner table. Now, they live in Arizona, and this is where people really start squirming, because Arizona, if you didn't know, people think Arizona is just the desert, retirees, golf courses. Wrong. Arizona is a quiet defense hub. It's where aerospace and missile work clusters, electronic warfare, and grid resilience get tested. Defense contractors go when they don't want to get the DC attention. Serious work gets done without cameras, behind the scenes. You look at Arizona, Northern Virginia, and parts of Washington State, those aren't random places. They're defense contractor ecosystems. So when someone with a defense contractor family background relocates there, it's not a mystery. That's the geography matching the profession. It's whenever hey man, new business, we got to go here. That's where the business is. It's a gold mine, a land of opportunity. Now, if you zoom out, okay, a childhood around defense and infrastructure, a move into defense heavy state, early grooming for media and visibility, because that's what she's been doing. I was unaware that she had all this. She was on a TV show too, like some dating TV show, if you didn't know. I forget the name of it. She was also in a country music video, I think it was, or like a rock video. I can't remember. But she's very comfortable on camera, wants to be on camera. She's comfortable in serious rooms. She had a rapid rise alongside the powerful political machine known as Charlie Kirk. And suddenly old footage pops up about EMPs, and then, everything exploding around her, the fireworks on stage. And everybody's like, where's her kids at? Anna Paulina Luna said this on PBD podcast today. I don't know if this was a slip of the tongue. I don't know.
Any of that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that she at all had any connection to that. When I see that, it's like you're already you're victimizing the victim, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, she did lose her husband. She lost her kids. Like, I was just with her at the White House. And
I don't think that was a slip, though, because she said, I was just with her at the White House. She lost her husband and she lost her kids. Now, I don't know. I can only speculate. But why would you say that? She's a congresswoman. She's not going to just throw stupid stuff out. She said, I was just at her at the White House. Now, the thing is, I've seen tons of pictures. I was going to post them up, but you can look for yourself. But Erika Kirk has been living, doing the podcast circuit, so she's not with the kids. She has been going to sporting events, right? Not like a lot, not for getting an award or anything, just hanging out there. So I just don't know where, I knew Charlie Kirk, what he spoke about, and he spoke about, traditional values, women in homes, taking care of children. This is a stark contrast to me, and I could be wrong. You can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I know someone has to run the company, but someone also has to take care of the kids. And you could argue, really, and I would argue that point. If it was my company or me raising my children, me raising my children, this is going to be the most important thing to me. They're going to live on beyond my life. This company, who cares? But my children need my time and attention, especially when they're young. Okay. It's just crazy now. You see, again, the firework displays, man, got Nicki Minaj on stage. The internet's been losing their mind about it, Individually, none of this proves anything. Together, it really stops being random. Now, I do want to talk about one detail, observation only. You saw the video, I had Judge Janine in there. Judge Janine later, a few weeks ago, Judge Janine doesn't follow me, but she liked on Instagram. You can go to the reel. Look for yourself. She liked my reel where I said something seems off about Erika Kirk. That means Judge Janine watched it. It was from her profile. Okay. Millions of followers. She liked my reel where I'm saying, look, I was like, I'm not judging Erika, but I do think something's off. It's the one where she starts off, if you go down my Instagram, it says, I'm so excited. I got that clip at the beginning. Judge Janine likes it. Now, I don't know why she liked it. I'm not speaking for her. I'm not claiming confirmation, but I'm just saying she knows that world. She's in the damn video. She knows those rooms. And obviously, maybe she thinks something. Maybe she also notices something too. Okay. I'm saying it just doesn't feel coincidental anymore. And I'm allowed to have that theory. Okay. Because I know people get very upset about this. You can't say anything. What I'm getting to, though, is this isn't really about Erika Kirk. It's about what people don't want to admit. That power is cultivated. It's cultivated. It really is. You just don't randomly pop up. It's something I noticed about, like, because I know me and what we do. But you see guys with millions of followers. It's usually because, and I'm whatever. I don't care about having millions of followers. I don't. I'm speaking to the people that truly understand and don't want to be sheep. That's my thing. But when you see the masses, and I'm talking about either side of the political spectrum, as long as you stay lockstep with the leadership running that side, you will grow. You'll be invited to the White House. I've never been invited to the White House. Not care. But I'm just saying, this is the thing. Like, power is cultivated. The visibility is trained. Access is inherited. So if you want to grow, and this is the thing, if you want to grow, you have to stay in the lane. You can't question anything. Now, towards the end of Charlie Kirk's life, he was questioning a lot of things. I even have a clip because I was the video yesterday he was talking about Lindsey Graham, talking trash about Lindsey Graham. I'll use it in the future here so you can see it. But the system recycles the same families and faces over and over again. If you notice that, they do. And once you see everything that you see here, you can't unsee it, guys. And if you think this is all a coincidence, man, that's fine. Explain it in the comments. And if you think it isn't, don't be sloppy. Be precise about it. I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you what I noticed. And I'm telling you this wasn't random. This wasn't accidental, and it doesn't feel coincidental anymore. Anyway, guys, leave your comments, your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. It's Black Scout Survival. Stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous. Take care.
2, 3. 4, 2.